Hello everyone, welcome to Tennis Fan Video. There is cause for great British optimism heading into Wimbledon this year, with Jack Draper and Emma Raducanu both expected to spearhead hometown hopes at the All England club. After all, both have suffered with crippling injury woes over the last few years, but they hopefully appear to be coming out of the end of them just in time for this third Grand Slam of the season. Draper has been competing at Eastbourne, marking his first appearance at a competitive event since April. Emma Raducanu, meanwhile, has been resting ever since she reached the final at Queen's. And yet, it is the latter of the duo who has now suffered an injury scare on the eve of Wimbledon. Emma Raducanu suffers injury scare right before Wimbledon. That's according to Clay Tennis, who both reported this news and also offered a shred of positivity to go with it. Initially, it is noted that Raducanu was pictured leaving Arangi, the Wimbledon practice area, with a grey immobilization boot on her right foot. This came after the 23-year-old had decided not to train on Wednesday, which already sent alarm bells ringing. And yet, despite all this, Raducanu's agent, Thomas Huchin, has offered a brief comment to try to assuage fears. He insisted, "Emma is absolutely fine. She will play tomorrow." It would be an absolute hammer blow for British tennis if she were physically compromised this close to Wimbledon, and at the moment, all we can do is hope Huchin is correct and she does train well today. Mark Petchey discusses Emma Raducanu's reunion with coach Andrew Richardson. Heading into Wimbledon, this will mark Raducanu's first major tournament since rehiring Andrew Richardson as her coach once again. The last time they combined to tackle a Grand Slam, she won the entire thing at the US Open 2021. Mark Petchey, who has arguably been the most successful of the many coaches Raducanu has employed since her split with Richardson, has now been discussing their reunion. Chatting to Nielsen Holidays, he admitted, "There are so many things I love about it. We obviously had a conversation because my situation was never really going to change, and she needed to find somebody. And I think going back to what she remembers as an amazing time of her life is perfect, and I think it will be very positive for her. I think they will have a great relationship." Also speaking to the Press Association, he was asked if he felt Raducanu could ever win another major title. Petchey certainly thinks so. "She can win another one for sure. I've always believed that about her." As Wimbledon fever sweeps across Britain, an unexpected development involving Emma Raducanu has sparked concern among fans just days before the prestigious Grand Slam begins. The former US Open champion, one of the most recognizable faces in British tennis, has reportedly missed a scheduled training session, raising fresh questions about her fitness and readiness for the biggest tournament on home soil. For Raducanu, Wimbledon has always carried special significance. It was at the All England club where she first captured the imagination of the tennis world as a teenager, announcing herself as a future star. Since then, however, her journey has been anything but straightforward. Injuries, surgeries, coaching changes, and the immense pressure of global expectations have turned her career into a roller coaster ride. Now, with Wimbledon just around the corner, the latest training absence has reignited fears that Raducanu may once again be battling physical issues at the worst possible moment. Reports from practice courts suggested that Raducanu was absent from a planned session, immediately triggering speculation among tennis observers. While no major injury has been officially confirmed, the timing could hardly be more concerning. In the final days before a Grand Slam, players typically fine-tune their game, adjust to court conditions, and sharpen their match fitness. Missing valuable practice time is rarely ideal, especially when preparing for an event as demanding as Wimbledon. The concern stems not only from the missed training itself, but from Raducanu's recent history. Throughout her young career, injuries have repeatedly interrupted her momentum. Just when she appears ready to make a significant breakthrough, physical setbacks have often forced her to step back. Fans know all too well how frustrating that pattern has been. Raducanu possesses the talent, athleticism, and shot-making ability to challenge some of the biggest names in women's tennis. Yet staying healthy has often proven to be her toughest opponent. Despite the worrying update, there is still reason for optimism. Those close to the situation have suggested that the absence may simply be precautionary rather than a sign of a serious problem. Elite athletes frequently adjust their training schedules to manage workload, avoid aggravating minor issues, or prioritize recovery before major tournaments. Sometimes what appears alarming from the outside is merely part of a carefully planned strategy. If that proves to be the case, Raducanu could still arrive at Wimbledon fully prepared and ready to compete. And when she is healthy, she remains one of the most dangerous unseeded players in any draw. Her game is particularly well suited to grass. The quick surface rewards her aggressive baseline style, clean ball striking, and ability to take the ball early. Opponents know that if Raducanu finds her rhythm, she can produce tennis of the highest quality. That unpredictability makes her one of the tournament's most fascinating storylines. For British fans, the hope is that this latest concern fades quickly. Wimbledon always feels different when Raducanu is competing at her best. Her matches generate enormous excitement, draw massive crowds, and inspire a new generation of young players dreaming of success on the sport's biggest stages. The tennis world has already witnessed what she can achieve under pressure. Her astonishing US Open triumph remains one of the most remarkable stories in modern sports history. Few players have demonstrated such composure and fearless shot-making on such a grand stage at such a young age. That memory is precisely why expectations remain so high. As the countdown to Wimbledon continues, all eyes will be on Raducanu and any further updates regarding her condition. Fans, analysts, and fellow players alike will be hoping the missed training session proves to be nothing more than a minor precaution rather than the beginning of another frustrating setback. For now, uncertainty surrounds one of Britain's brightest sporting stars. But if Emma Raducanu has taught the tennis world anything, it's never to count her out. Whether this latest scare becomes a footnote or a major obstacle remains to be seen. One thing is certain, the moment she steps onto the Wimbledon grass, the spotlight will be firmly fixed on her. And if she is healthy enough to compete, few players in the draw will relish the prospect of facing a determined Emma Raducanu eager to remind everyone exactly what she is capable of. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.